first transistor technology in 1947. They were used mainly in military technology until Texas Instruments came along and wanted to put out a transistor radio. Radios were mostly big, bulky things, stayed in one place, usually in the living room. Whole family gathered around to listen to them. And the transistor radio, Texas Instruments believed, would be small and portable and be a popular Christmas gift item. So they produced the Regency TR-1. It could fit in your pocket. It cost $49.95. More than 100,000 were sold. And then a Japanese company, Tokyo Tsushin Kogyo, decided to make transistor radios as well. They needed a name that Americans could pronounce, so they looked up the Latin word for sound, which was sonus. And they liked the term sunny boys, which was used by Japanese to refer to very bright young boys. And so the company Sony was born, and soon transistor radios were very cheap, and teenagers were able to afford them. And with transistor radios, they were able to listen to music out of their parents' earshot, which made possible the explosion of rock and roll. It's the birthday of the writer who said, "I can write better than anybody who can write faster, and I can write faster than anybody who can write better." A.J. Liebling, born New York, 1904. Dropped out of Dartmouth to become a newspaper reporter. He said, "I would pound up tenement stairs and burst in on families disarranged by sudden misfortune. It gave me a chance to make contact with people I would never otherwise have met. And I learned almost immediately what every reporter knows, that most people are eager to talk about their troubles." He joined the New Yorker magazine in 1935 and went on to write about France, about gourmet food, boxing, the press, and World War II. A collection of his work was published this year entitled Just Enough Liebling. It's the birthday of Ntozake Shange, born in Trenton, New Jersey, 1948, author of the play For Colored Girls Who Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough. And the novelist Terry McMillan, born Port Huron, Michigan, 1951, the best-selling African-American author in history. Terry McMillan, who said, "I don't write about victims, they just bore me to death. I prefer to write about somebody who can pick themselves back up and get on with their lives." Here's a poem for today by Jim Harrison, entitled The Bear. When my propane ran out, when I was gone, and the food thawed in the freezer, I grieved over the 5 pounds of melted squid. But then a big gaunt bear arrived and feasted on the garbage, a few tentacles left in the grass, purplish white worms. Oh, bear, now that you've tasted the ocean, I hope your dream life contains the whales I've seen, that one in the Humboldt Current basking on the surface, who seemed to watch the seabirds wheeling around her head. A poem by Jim Harrison, The Bear, from his collection Saving Daylight, published by Copper Canyon Press, and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac, supported by the Poetry Foundation, offering poetry podcasts to listen to and thousands of poems to read at poetryfoundation.org. And by the Mosaic Foundation of Rita and Peter Hayden, based in Ann Arbor, honoring the literary arts and the universe of great ideas. Produced by Joy Biles, with assistance by Teresa Burgess. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.
This is the Composer's Datebook for October 18th. I'm John Zeck. On this day in 1904 in Cologne, Germany, Gustav Mahler conducted the first performance of his Fifth Symphony. It was not a success. Applause was light, with loud hissing, hissing from some in the audience. Even Mahler's wife complained so much about the orchestration after the first rehearsals that Mahler himself kept tinkering with the score until the very last year of his life. Despite this inauspicious beginning, today Mahler's Fifth has become a popular showpiece for virtuoso symphony orchestras around the world. The symphony's slow movement, marked Adagietto, is supposedly a musical love letter to his wife Alma and has become one of Mahler's best-loved pieces. The American composer Jerome Morose also had a symphony premiered on today's date. The year was 1943. Morose was 30 years old, and Sir Thomas Beecham conducted the Seattle Symphony. Unlike Mahler, Morose wrote only one symphony, and the slow movement of his was inspired by the American hobo tune, The Midnight Special. Morose is best known for his work in Hollywood. His 1958 score for The Big Country was nominated for an Academy Award, and Morose also wrote the music for Wagon Train, a popular TV Western series. As Morose once said, "A composer must reflect his landscape, and mine is the landscape of America. I don't do it consciously. It is simply the only way I can write." For more information, go to our website, composersdatebook.org. Composer's Datebook is a production of APM, American Public Media, and the American Composers Forum, reminding you that all music was once new.
Welcome back to Studio 28 on this Friday, now afternoon, 17 minutes into the 12 o'clock hour. Rolling on with another edition of First Cup, episode number 45. And for some reason, I cannot hear my voice in my headset. But the VU meter says I'm talking. No one is called to say otherwise, so I assume I'm podcasting here. Alright? Probably another quirk in my crazy sound card. Okay, let's put this car to rest here. And, let's see here. Celebrity birthday time, isn't it? Yeah, that sounds good. We'll go with that. Alright, so let me find the proper intro, and away we go. And away we... Oh, it's already loaded. Here it is.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell's the matter with you? Other people have birthdays. Why are we treating yours like a funeral?
Bones, I don't want to be lectured.
And before I run down the list of celebrity birthdays today, if you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday. And before I run down that list, I have some birthday wishes I wish to pass along to some friends of mine. First of all, to Mary Ellen Woods, who for many years delivered the Columbia Daily Tribune to my family. And thanks, Mary Ellen, for all those years of hard work. And I know it wasn't always easy, especially getting out to the lake and on the south side in the winter, but thank you for that dedication and for providing us with news and allowing me to provide you with news through this program and all my many years in radio broadcasting. Also to a college friend, Amber Hirsch, who's celebrating a milestone birthday today. And Amber, you haven't aged a bit since I last saw you. I think it was, 94, 90, let's see, let's try that, 95, 96, when we saw each other in person. And to my friends at work, Joanne Wheeler and Robert Danley, both celebrating birthdays today as well. And you share your birthday with these famous people. Rock and roll musician Chuck Berry, 87 today. Also to Dawn Wells, remember her from Gilligan's Island? She played Mary Ann, 75. Kind of blows some of those fantasies out of the water, doesn't it, guys? 75? Woo! Okay, Pam Dauber of Mork and Mindy fame. I had a huge crush on her when I was growing up. She's still not looking too bad. Well, she is 63 today. Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's saying Van Damme today because he's 53. And Zac Efron is a young pup at 26. And those are some of the celebrity birthdays I have for you on this Friday, the 18th day of October, 2013. Now, have room for one passenger in the time machine over here. Yes, I know it's a DeLorean. Just humor me, okay? So I have room for one passenger. And what do you say we go back in time, alright? So hop in. And I've chosen you. Yeah, you, in the back there. Come on up. So get in the car. And We'll turn on the time circuits here. Turn off the radio. Start the engine, and away we go. Now, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious stuff.
October 18th, 1931.
Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
Inventor Thomas Edison dies in West Orange, New Jersey at age 84. Among his many inventions, the electric light bulb, the phonograph, and the motion picture camera. 1962. 3 scientists are named winners of the Nobel Prize for Medicine for their work in determining the double helix structure of DNA. Dr. James Watson of the United States and Drs. Francis Crick and Maurice Wilkins of Britain share the Nobel honor. 2001. CBS News announces an employee in anchor Dan Rather's office in New York has tested positive for anthrax. It's part of the anthrax scare that kills 5 other people and shakes Americans following the September 11th attacks. Also in New York that same year, 4 disciples of al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden are sentenced to life without parole for their roles in the deadly 1998 bombings of 2 U.S. embassies in East Africa. 1968. 2 American athletes are suspended for a high-profile protest at the Mexico City Olympics. Sprinters Tommy Smith and John Carlos give black power salutes during a medal ceremony. The athletes are later banned from all Olympic competition for life. And 1926. Rock and roll performer Chuck Berry is born in St. Louis, Missouri. Today in history, October 18th, Tim McGuire, The Associated Press.
This is Across Our Wide Missouri with Bob Pretty.
10 coffins lay on the ground, open and waiting. 10 men kneel between them for prayer, then take seats on the foot of the coffin designated for each one. When the shots ring out, 2 of the men topple backwards into their coffins dead. Another man falls forward, dead. The others are dispatched by a pistol party. This is the Palmyra Massacre, occasioned by the disappearance of a Union spy. The story in a minute. Andrew Olson.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting.
Location?
In the forest, near the side of the road.
No need for alarm, sir. The forest is where bears live.
But this was no ordinary bear.
No ordinary bear?
Yeah, 1 second I'm having a smoke taken in the view. Next thing I know, I am face to face with Smokey Bear.
Let me guess, Smokey had a tip for you.
He did. He must have seen me toss my cigarette on the ground. He told me never to do that because it only takes 1 spark to start a wildfire.
He's a smart bear. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans? That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
That's what Smokey said. I had no idea.
That's why Smokey's famous, and you're not.
Good point.
If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Andrew Olsman was a member of the 3rd Missouri Cavalry. Too old for active duty, he'd been appointed a special provost marshal's guard in Palmyra in 1862. Area Confederates regarded him as a spy because from time to time he provided Union officers with information about the loyalty of area citizens. In mid-September, Olsman was captured by the rebels, perhaps guerrillas under Colonel Joseph Porter. Although he was supposedly released, he was never seen again. The October 8th, the federal forces published a notice addressed to Porter saying the rebels had 10 days to return Olsman unharmed to his family, or 10 captured members of Porter's band would be shot. The notice was widely circulated in the area, and a copy was given to Porter's wife, who was living with in his family home in Lewis County. Porter might never have seen the notice, though, and some believe he could have done nothing if he had. Porter had some enemies within his band, and some historians speculate those people had killed Olsman without Porter's knowledge. 10 days passed with no response. During that time, the commander of the District of Northeast Missouri, Brigadier General John McNeil, and his Provost Marshal, Colonel William Strawn, had heard pleas for mercy, even from Union supporters, but the general would not bend. And 10 days later, those 10 Confederates were taken to the Palmyra Fairgrounds east of town. One of them was 17-year-old Hiram